Opening arguments began Monday in one of the most highly anticipated trials in the tech world, the Federal Trade Commission's antitrust suit against Meta. The tech company, which owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, is being sued over allegedly creating an illegal monopoly. As the trial begins, we wanted to explain the federal government's arguments and what could be at stake for Meta. Now, originally, the government filed its 53-page lawsuit alongside nearly every state attorney general against Meta in 2020. That was thrown out, but an amended lawsuit with more supporting data from the FTC in 2021 was allowed to move forward. The lawsuit alleges that Meta engaged in a, quote, illegal buy or bury strategy to maintain its dominance in the social media space. That means executives would allegedly try to buy small companies before they got too big and could become threats or perform a service Meta couldn't figure out how to replicate, such as Instagram and WhatsApp. Or it would bury competitors who refuse Meta's offers, including Snapchat, Twitter, and also apps that would become threats like MessageMe by denying them access to Facebook's popular developer tools or services provided by apps Meta acquire. A lot of the FTC's case hinges on internal emails from Facebook executives like Mark Zuckerberg, who frequently talked about the alleged anti-competitive rationale for mergers with WhatsApp and Instagram. The FTC cites a 2012 email from Zuckerberg saying, quote, it's a combination of neutralizing a potential competitor and integrating acquired products into Facebook. Another email from 2012 about the company's desires to own WhatsApp from Zuckerberg said, quote, I'm the most worried about messaging. WhatsApp is already ahead of us in messaging in the same way Instagram was ahead of us in photos. The FTC then quotes Zuckerberg, adding in the email, I'd pay $1 billion for them if we could get them. Facebook disputes the FTC's arguments that it's an illegal monopoly, saying it competes with many more social media companies that the government claims it does. The statement released Sunday night before the trial began, Facebook's chief legal officer said, quote, the evidence at trial will show what every 17-year-old in the world knows. Instagram competes with TikTok. Facebook also claims that Instagram and WhatsApp have remained successful because of Facebook's investments in them. And the FTC had a chance to object to these mergers over 10 years ago, but didn't. Let's bring in CBS News senior business and technology correspondent Jo Ling Kent. So, Jo Ling, Zuckerberg took the stand today. What did he say?
Well, Zuckerberg really was defending what he called early conversations in this process of purchasing Instagram and WhatsApp. And he basically defended himself, calling these emails and discussions, quote, relatively early, and that he has basically said he wanted to buy the app because of its camera technology, not because of the social network that they had started there. So it's interesting to see how he's answering these questions, defending the company as he rolls back, more than a decade on this front. But certainly he will be continuing again with additional testimony first thing tomorrow morning.
How does Zuckerberg's relationship with President Trump come into all of this?
Oh, well, President Trump's FTC in his first administration was the one to file this lawsuit. And so if you roll back to that time, you can see, well, that was one administration that's now returned. Of course, Mark Zuckerberg has been very active in attending Trump's inauguration, visiting Mar-a-Lago, making a private visit to the White House as well. Meta, the company, has donated $1 million for Trump's inauguration earlier this year, of course. So there's a lot of discussion about what he could be saying to President Trump about this FTC lawsuit. And the idea here is that he wants to keep Meta together. Instagram makes up a huge portion of Meta's total advertising revenue. So when you take that and you think about a possible spinoff, for example, that would be really painful for Meta shareholders, especially if that ad revenue is spun off for both Instagram and WhatsApp. So, right, when you think about the future here, it certainly would really impact the way people use these apps and, of course, impact Mark Zuckerberg's bottom line at Meta.
So I mentioned the FTC had a chance to object to these mergers more than 10 years ago, but didn't. Why?
Yeah, I mean, they did approve these, and that is the argument that Meta is making. And they are essentially saying, look, if there is some sort of finding where Meta loses, then it might discredit future approvals of mergers going forward. But it was the government that indeed approved this. So we'll see how the judge here, looks at this and considers all of the evidence here. But this today very much was the FTC's lawyers trying to get Mark Zuckerberg to look back at evidence that they presented in the form of internal communications and emails.
Who else are we going to hear from in this trial?
We expect to hear from the former chief operating officer, Sheryl Sandberg, in addition to the Instagram co-founder, Kevin Systrom, as well as other people in the social media space. So it should be a really interesting case. But I was talking to one antitrust attorney today, and he reminded me, look, this first day is very important. The FTC will be calling, the most powerful, important witnesses. There is no one more powerful than the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. So I'll be paying close attention to see what else he says tomorrow as he rounds out the rest of his testimony.
Jo Ling Kent, thanks so much.